Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today I want to do something a little bit different. It's actually just kind of more of a public notice. It's more of just a bit of an informative, a quick informative video about something that's some breaking news. It seems that the skin group has ceased trading. And I know that that's actually quite shocking. I'm still in shock about that. And I've seen quite a lot of just questions, a lot of attempts to sort of shamelessly profiteer, a lot of misinformation out there. And I just thought I'd do just a quick video of my thoughts. And if they can be of any help to anyone any of the patients affected by this closure. Just to clarify, I have nothing to do with skin or any of its businesses. I never have. I'm just speaking in my capacity as a private person. And this is just for you guys or anyone affected by this closure, just a little bit of stuff to be aware of. I also have no dog in this race. We're purely a virtual clinic, so this is not an attempt to bring any of their customers over. Before we get started, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're a returning visitor, welcome back, and thank you for your support. The news kind of really massively broke last night, and it was that the skin group, and in that it includes the Harley medical group, it includes a dermatology kind of virtual service, and it also includes ABC Medical, and also a company that it also includes skincare brands like Medicate, and they've apparently ceased trading. So the first that people had heard of this was apparently patients were getting just random messages saying their appointment had been cancelled at the last minute, and then when they go on the website, there's a notice that says the group has ceased trading. So apart from the mole clinic, which apparently is still continuing, and the notice which I've put up says, they've ceased trading. They're basically, clearly there's financial difficulties, but we'll know more as this happens, and that they have tried to raise investment to continue but couldn't, and so that's it, they're done. And they've said that anyone who has awaiting for test results will be contacted with them. So what strikes me from this notice is it's quite definitive about what it tells us is they're not trading. It tells us probably that they've gone into liquidation, but we'll find out soon. And it also said the good thing is that anyone awaiting test results, so presumably biopsies and things like that, will be contacted. What it doesn't say is what will happen to patients who have had treatments, but maybe there's a problem, side effects, or an issue they need to discuss. It doesn't also say anything about people who've paid for courses of treatments but not finished their course of treatment. So that's something that I want to quickly address in this video. One thing that's really important is that website says, any new information will be put up on the website. So please, please, please make sure if you are a patient of Skins that you regularly monitor their website, especially if you are someone who is halfway through a treatment and owed a course of treatments or something like that. Just make sure you get your information directly from the source rather than a lot of the stuff that's going on social media. So this video's main thing is to address the patients who are affected. Obviously, I want to say it's pretty sad because this is one of the biggest kind of clinics. It was kind of the clinic that brought a lot of aesthetics into the UK initially. I remember first hearing about skin from a friend when I was in medical school in 2008, and I'd never heard of them before. And so it's crazy, given they've been a constant, that this has happened. But that is life, and we'll find out soon what the cause was. But we can only speculate at this point, and we don't want to do that. So that also means that there's going to be job losses. I think I've seen figures anything like 700 or more jobs that will be lost due to this. So that's obviously again quite sad and devastating. Anyway, if you are a patient, obviously none of this kind of matters. If you probably fall into three groups. So one, I'll address which is the most urgent. Is if you're a patient who's had a recent treatment, and then you've got like a side effect, a problem, you're not happy, something like that. If you are experiencing something like redness, irritation, pain, look at what they've told you in terms of side effects of the treatment. Anything that's worrying you, first thing you should do is not ignore it. Try and contact them through any channel available. I know they've taken all their social media, but any aftercare instructions they've given you on contact details, do that as the first of call. I don't know if that is active, but if it is, great, and they will advise you. If that's not happening and it is something that could be an emergency, like pain, like a sign of infection, anything like that, then please don't kind of wait. Probably it's worth going to see to the urgent care centre, to your GP, because if it's something like an infection or something like that, it's time sensitive. But yes, the first port of call is to try and contact them and then see if that's something they can help with. But if not, please don't kind of suffer and wait, because some aesthetic problems do need to be dealt with very urgently as an emergency. The second is if you're someone with maybe you're not happy with the outcome, but there's no emergency, there's nothing like that. In that case, you're probably worth, if it's not something that's serious, waiting to see what the fallout of this is going to be, because there will have to you'll just keep monitoring the website for any further information, any guidance as to what kind of recourse that you might have, or what if anything can be done. The temptation might be to try and just randomly find another clinic that can dissolve your filler, whatever. If it's not an emergency or a sign or a problem, and if it's something you can wait, then it's probably worth waiting and seeing before you kind of jump to somewhere else. You make it someone else's problem. You don't know what this new clinic is like, whatever. So that's something that's important to kind of bear in mind. That's what I would personally do. The other group of people are obviously if you've paid for a course of treatment, or if you've paid for a treatment, you haven't received it yet, you're owed money. You're probably going to be in line like any of the other creditors that are owed money. And so it's really important to just keep an eye on that website and find out what provisions there are. And you can also do things like maybe check your local Citizens Advice Bureau or local law society and see if there's any information about that. But try and not kind of panic and fall into the hype or see stuff on the internet or rumours, because often they are just that. The other group is if you're halfway through a treatment and maybe you're not owed money, but you were going to have some more treatment, or you've had it in the past and you're due to your next treatment. You're kind of in the lucky group that you're presumably happy, you're looking to have some more, or you're halfway and you want to have the next set. In that group of people, probably your only option will be to go elsewhere. But I would just advise really take your time. So there will be, and there are quite a few people in businesses that are offering discounts to former skin patients as an introduction. That's all great, it's nice, whatever, each to their own. And just don't rush. Look for your next provider, just do your homework, do your due diligence. Think about what were all the things you liked about your treatment with skin, were there anything that you didn't like, and then on that basis, have a look. Don't just be tempted by a shiny offer, because it's in these moments that people can lose their head, they can go to the wrong provider, and they can end up with problems or an unsatisfactory outcome or whatever. It may also just be worth waiting to see what, is there a possibility that you might be able to get some of your records or any information like that. Again, just waiting to see, given that they've ceased trading, what, if any, support is going to be there after that. It's also helpful to see if you have any information about your past treatments, if you had filler, what type of filler that you had and when, if you had Botox, if you knew how many units, that sort of thing is always really helpful if you are going to see a new provider, just so that they have a bit more of a background. So yeah, that is just all I wanted to say. It's obviously always very sad news with any business goes down, just because of the impact it has in terms of jobs, the impact it has on the patients, the customers of that service. So it is incredibly a difficult time, but also if you're a patient, please just have try to avoid a lot of the noise, and focus on your individual needs, and obviously starting with if you have any post-treatment complications and seeking help, if you're owed money, or anything like that, making sure that you find out, just follow the website and see the updates, and maybe seeking advice once it's clear what's happening. And then finally, if you are fine and you need a new provider, just really don't be bamboozled, don't be seduced by kind of offers and that sort of thing. Just take this as an opportunity to really make sure your next provider is as good or even better, and take stock of the situation. I hope you find this video useful if you're in this position, and if you are, I'm really sorry. Yeah, if you have any, if you want to leave a comment below, if you have any questions, or you want to share your experience or just vent a little bit, please feel free to do so. If you like this video, found it useful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. Until next time, stay beautiful.